Madhav has to unmute.
Hi, ma'am.
Whoa.
Yeah, Madhav, go ahead.
Good. Okay. Just give me 1 minute, please. Can you see me? Good? Can you hear me properly? Fine? Hello?
Yeah, we could hear you.
Hi,
Hi.
Madhav.
Great,
I think
excellent.
your camera is tilted. You need to put it back 90 degrees.
My camera is tilted.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yes, I see what you mean. 1 minute. Voilà. Good?
Good.
Perfect. Okay. Should I start? Good. Good afternoon, good morning, hello, greetings to everyone. I'm VP Madhav Mitarban from A Speakers Toastmasters Club in the small island, tropical island of Mauritius. And I am pleased, delighted, honored, and excited to be with all of you right now, virtually across the world, and it's amazing. I'd like to say a big thank you to the organizers. A lot of work has been put into it, and I'm looking forward to this session. I'd like to say that the big thing which is happening to us is that Mauritius is an unrestricted island, unrestricted club. So connecting to more established ones is a huge opportunity. And I hope that this is the first of many more to come. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Madhav. Hi, welcome to everyone. I'm Toastmaster Nadira Faiz from Chennai Toastmasters Club, and I'm the president of the club. So here on behalf of Chennai Toastmasters Club, we'd like to welcome you all to our 723rd meeting. Apart from which, we'd like to tell you all something which is a very small thing as well. We have our charter members with us today, Distinguished Toastmaster Nina John, as well as Distinguished Toastmaster Ibrahim Zakaria with us here today. Now, a small fact which I have. Ackerman defined a smile as a curvature of our lips across our face. But as Toastmasters ourselves, witnessing this meeting itself, the smile can be redefined into all the emotions seen on all our faces right now as the meeting proceeds for the next 2 hours. On this note, I would like to declare the first international meeting of 3 clubs joined together, as well as Chennai Toastmasters 723rd meeting open. So on behalf of the organizing team, we have a few small instructions to make sure that this goes off without any hitch. So the first thing being, at all times, kindly make sure that only the speaker has unmuted himself and everyone else remains on mute. If anything has to be communicated, there's a chat box which is allotted for that. If you have something which has to be privately messaged to someone, you can utilize the same to do so. On this note, I'd like to introduce the Toastmaster of the day. A scintillating Toastmaster who has been very active in Virtusa CMB Club from Sri Lanka is what the Vice President of Education had to say about our Toastmaster of the day. So without further ado, let's welcome Toastmaster Nalina Selvanathan to take over for now. Over to you, Toastmaster Nalina.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nadira, and thank you for this opportunity, everyone, especially Chennai Toastmasters for organizing this, and Mauritius, all the way from Mauritius. We have 8 speakers, and thank you for joining us today. I would like to share my screen right now. So today we have, our topic is the era of revolution. Yes, the moment I saw the name love, I could not get my head around. So it's actually revolution. And we have 3 beautiful countries, and I could only get 3 pictures because there's not enough space in my screen. And for this topic, I would like to ask some questions from everyone. When I actually came up with this topic, era of revolution, what actually went through in your head, like mind? Would some of you can give your thoughts?
Change, relating to some sort of change or something like.
Okay, how would you relate it, Bhargav?
That is like from our past to present and our future, or the transition, or it's like something like, I guess.
Thank you. And that's exactly what I was expecting, because isn't it what we are going through right now? And I actually brought out the most important revolutionary situations that happened throughout the history. So obviously, when the name comes as revolution, we always go back to history, and we have our very first revolution happened during the trading era. So before 1840s, where people started before everyone was self-satisfied and self-providing themselves, and then throughout, when the population grew, they needed some help from others, and it started like give and take. Also, during the next step is the Industrial Revolution, and if you pay attention to the dates for the Industrial Revolution, because that one we are going to break down, it is 1840 to 1960, which is the era that we had World War I and World War II. How did that happen? It all started of someone saying, hey, I'm here, can you touch me? And the neighbor said, oh, well, you wait and watch. Then they started gathering friends. Friends came up for the rescue, and it broke down into 2 huge primary power sectors, and then they fought. And if you notice carefully in the primary allied powers and the primary central powers, the list of countries are here given to you. I hope everyone can see my screen, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Thank you. So do you see Serbia in anywhere here in the primary powers? No. But who started all this? Serbia started. And in the primary allied powers, where do you see USA at the bottom? And if you check the death rates, USA only had 3% of the death rates in both World War I and II. And about World War II, we have 2 countries. Why I wanted to point this is, in World War I, USA was a silent player where they came into the war towards the end, and that is when USA became the economic power of the world. And during the World War II, they were the most powerful, not the Britain. So they also was playing a very big role during that time. So what do we learn here during this? I'm sorry, didn't mean to go to the next slide. What I learned by going through and reading so much and watching so many videos on these revolutionary acts is, when there is a conflict, why do we have to sit back and lay back and just check what is, like, how are we going to come out of this, or how are we are we going to come out of this? Instead of questioning ourselves, we can start making changes and bringing the opportunity to get something positive out of it, like what we are doing today. And without further ado, I would like to introduce our greeter today, who is someone very friendly, but by profession she is she's a chartered accountant. A very friendly person. Why I say that is because she helped me a lot. Today is the first day I spoke to her, even through chat, and she helped me a lot to prepare myself for this today's meeting. And she's none other than the Toastmaster, Bhuvi. Over to you, Bhuvi.
Thank you, Nalina, for saying such things. So I'd like to share my screen here. So I request I request all to wait for a second. So when we had the idea of having a joint meeting, it just reminded me of an incident that happened exactly in a joint meeting that we had with another corporate club called called a VTM. So in India. So what happened was we always have highs and lows in our internet connection, right? That was one such situation with our presiding officer Nadira's laptop. So I had to preside as a VP education during that meeting. I had no clue. I started off my presiding note, and that's when the voices overlapped of mine and Nadira's. While all of such chaos is happening in the club and meeting, one person in the club is very, very happy. That's our treasurer, Toastmaster Syed, because he's saving a ton of money because of this online meetings to conduct a very big milestone meeting that is going to come ahead after this corona slows down. So all of this is happening and we are all frustrated in home and because of this quarantine. But still, this Sunday makes me smile because I get to see all my friends online. That too, that's my CTM family. Thank you. Over to you, Nalina.
Thank you, Bhuvi. And I would like to introduce our quote master of the day today. She joined ASTM in September 2019, an internal auditor by profession. But what is most interesting to me about her is she sings and plays music. If we have time, we should listen to it. And also another interesting fact is, because I share the same thing with her, she's scared of rats. I'm not scared, but I disgrace them. So yeah, over to you, Toastmaster Anisha.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nalina. So, dear President of all Toastmasters Club, fellow Toastmasters, guests, and family members, my name is Anisha, and my role as Quote today is to deliver an inspirational quote. So, my quote for this session is "Creativity is just connecting things" by Steve Jobs. Actually, we can relate to this quote today in that we are being creative enough. We are using technology to connect each and every one of us across the world to be able to have this wonderful session with all of you. And this is what Steve Jobs meant by creativity. I'm sure that all of you have heard about Steve Jobs, and he was a very creative person. He was the founder of Apple Incorporation and recognized as a pioneer of personal computer revolutions of the 1970s. So creativity is just connecting things. So I hope that this quote will be useful for this session and it will be used by the speakers. Over to you, Toastmaster Nalina.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anisha. And the next role player for the day is our idiom master. It's a new role for me, but the person who is going to be taking up the role is not new to me. Because he is my mentor and also someone who always pushes me to be my best. Also known as the icon of love, because he holds that in his last name, not because of any other reason. And over to you, DTM Hingston Lovell.
So friends, I would like to introduce you the idiom of the day, and the idiom is the elephant in the room. When I heard this, I was wondering what is the meaning. Is it really we are talking about an elephant which will be coming into a room? But then the meaning is, if you say there is an elephant in the room, you mean that there is an obvious problem or difficult situation that people do not want to talk about. Difficult situations and unpleasant experiences. Let me tell some example. Now in Toastmasters, we have set some guidelines, whereas in some of the occasions where the Sergeant-at-Arms will be setting us some guidelines saying we have to refrain from speaking about sex, politics, religion. But apparently in Toastmasters International, there is no guideline like this. We refrain from talking about this because these may create some interest of like conflicts of interest with others. And also, these are the subjects where there is a lot of problems in this world. In this current world, there are problems due to religions. There are problems due to politics. There are problems due to sex. There are problems due to so many taboo topics. So without waiting, without talking about it, we have to come to a decision and talk about it. And where I got to know this, I'm a part of another Toastmasters Club, which is an advanced Toastmasters Club, Pinnacle Advanced Toastmasters Club. And we had a team meeting during the last Toastmasters year on elephant in the room, where it was more of a taboo topics meeting, where we discuss about the things which we normally don't discuss in a Toastmasters environment. Over to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, DTM Hingston. And our next role player is going to be our general evaluator, the person who is going to be carrying a lot of pressure of this meeting, because they have to pay attention to each and everything that's going on. And she's a Toastmaster of 7 years, and also she is nearing to achieve her DTM title soon. And she is none other than our Toastmaster, Neelu. Toastmaster Neelu, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Hello, all the presidents, fellow Toastmaster and dear guests. Today, I have taken the role of General Evaluator. And as you know, General Evaluator can evaluate anything and everything that takes place during the section of 2 hours. And this role improves our critical thinking, time management, organizing, and plus team spirit. So in my tag team today, we have got timer, counter, and grammarian. So I will call one by one. They will explain the role very briefly because we have got very limited time. And in the end, I will give the report how the meeting was held and how it went smoothly. So the first member is timer, and his name is TM Abhilash. So please welcome TM Abhilash, and he will explain you his role. TM Abhilash, please.
Thank you, Toastmaster Neelu. Good evening, my dear fellow Toastmasters and guests. My name is Abhilash, and I'm pleased to be the timer for today's meeting. One important skill of a good speaker is to express a thought within a specific time. And today, as the timer, I will help you develop this skill. For every speech that is going to be given today, there is a minimum and a maximum time requirement. For example, a table topic speaker has 1 to 2 minutes, while a prepared speaker has 4 to 6 minutes to give their speeches. So, I will be displaying the following signals when you reach your minimum time, intermediate time, and maximum time. The green signal will be displayed when you reach your minimum time. The yellow signal will be displayed when you reach your intermediate time, and the red signal will be displayed as soon as you reach your maximum time. An extra 30 seconds will be given for you to wrap up your speeches. Over to you, Toastmaster Needu.
Thank you. You have explained very beautifully. I'm sure guests will understand very well. So our second speaker is our counter, and she's TM Yashodhara. Please welcome TM Yashodhara.
Hello Toastmasters. So I'm Yashoda from Virtusa Toastmasters Club. As the R counter, I will note words and sounds that are used as a crutch or pause filler by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I will listen for overused words such as and, well, but, you know. And also I will listen for filler sounds including Also notice repeats, words or phrases. End of the meeting, I will give the report. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Yashodhara. You could explain your role very well. Now, I would like to call upon our President, DTF, Dhanu Rajwani. She's our grammarian, and she has got excellent command on English, and she's going to give her the word. Please welcome Dhanu Rajwani. Dhanu Rajwani, are you there?
Yes, okay. President Toastmaster Nadira, President Toastmaster Melinda, ladies and gentlemen, and our most distinguished guests, a very good evening to all of you. Dhanu Rajwani, your grammarian for the evening, also known as the language evaluator. For this evening, I am the guardian of proper English. The main purpose of the grammarian is to introduce a new word, to encourage and to commend the good use of English language by speakers, role players, and meeting participants. Effective communication is largely dependent on choosing the right word or phrase to deliver the speaker's thoughts. I am all ears to listen, to pinpoint, to extol the good usage of English language. And yes, I am here to listen to bring to your attention anything that is grammatically incorrect or any mispronunciation. Our word of the day, scintillating, has also always been introduced already. It is an adjective meaning sparkling or shining brightly, as in the scintillating stars at night were a treat to the eyes and the heart. Friends, do yourselves a favor. Incorporate the word of the day, scintillating, in your talks as much as you can. I'm waiting. I'm listening. Over to you. Over to you. Finished.
Toastmaster Neelu.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible. Ma'am, you're on mute. You're on mute.
Now it's okay? Yeah. So in the end, I will give my final report. And for the time being, over to you. Thank you. And I'm sure our meeting will be definitely scintillating.
Thank you, Toastmaster Neelu. And without further ado, we'll move on to our next session, which is the prepared speech session. For that, I would like to introduce the first speaker's evaluator. who is Toastmaster Hashini Silva. Toastmaster Hashini Silva, I meant to introduce her first and then declare the name, but I did it other way around because she's someone who I shared the very first stage at Virtusa with. Ever since then, I have known her, but I have got to know her better when I joined the Toastmasters of Virtusa. So I think we are running out of time. So without further ado, I would like to call up Toastmaster Hashini to set the objectives for Toastmaster Nariman.
Thank you, Nalina, for that wonderful introduction. And hi, everyone. I hope I'm audible to everyone. Okay, great. So if I would really appreciate if today's the speaker I'm supposed to evaluate could send me the topic of the speech. If you could just drop a message on the chat, it would be great.
The topic is think outside the confinement. You can just carry on.
It looks like Hashini has got disconnected, I think.
Okay, Nalina, you can take over, Nalina.
Sure. So I would introduce the first speaker. Before introducing the speaker, she actually owns a franchise of my favorite branding, W. And also she has a business of fashion retail outlets in Mauritius. And she's interested in photography, traveling, and baking. I would like to have some of her baking, and I would like to learn some of her photographic skills. And that's none other than Toastmaster Nariman. And should I set the objectives for her?
Okay. Hold on. Is Hashini available?
Yeah, actually, I think Hashini has got disconnected, right? Let's give her a meet. I think it's because of the bad weather here.
Okay, so Toastmaster.
Shall we move to the next speaker and come back to this one till Hashini can come back as the evaluator? If that's okay with everyone else.
Yeah, that.
Am I audible?
Yes, Kashal.
Yeah, so while we figure out the audio video issues on Hashini's end, shall we move to the next speaker? If that's okay with others.
Yes, that's absolutely fine. Let's move to the next speaker. Thank you.
Hello, am I audible? I'm Nariman. Should I start?
She's here. She's here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but just check if your evaluator is there.
No issues, ma'am. No issues. Nadira will be evaluating for her. No issues. Nadira, you just carry on evaluation.
Okay.
Okay, shall I start?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes. How many of us are complaining today about lockdown, confinement, social distancing? Dear President, fellow Toastmasters and guests, today is the 31st day of confinement in Mauritius. I'm a businesswoman and I have a chain of retail outlets. I'm a very busy person with lots of to do during the day. I hardly have time for my family. Now all my outlets are closed and this confinement is very, very bad for my business. Costs are building up, income nil. I'm worried. I'm worried for my staff and all this is giving me a lot of worries and stress. Unfortunately, there's nothing much I can do. Among all the doom and gloom, I realize confinement period is in fact a real gift to all of us, a gift of time. Time to do things that we hardly have time to do. Time to our family, to our loved one. Time to create some lasting memories. Carpe diem, seize the moment. This moment is not going to last forever. It's going to be forgotten in a few months, a year maybe. Trust the flow. It's a unique moment we are living. Remember, good moments accelerate and end faster than the speed of light. So seize the moment. The whole world has been put on hold. Hang on, my friends. Enjoy the pose. Make the most of this precious moment. I don't understand why you are impatient. Are you missing the traffic? The stress at work? The usual routine? Do you know? Whatever we take with reluctance hurts, be it a glass of water. But when we are willing to accept, it's easy to digest. It's pure happiness. This moment teaches us to learn and to accept things as they are and to be happy. Therefore, take it like a gift from God and please stop stressing yourself. My dear friends, what to do with this long break that the universe has given us? Why not use this opportunity to create some scintillating magical moments? Now, let me share some slides with you that show how I manage my days. Celebrating my son's 4th wedding anniversary after a few days in lockdown. It is a too precious date to forget for young couples. We had a special dinner among ourselves and even baked a delicious cake for the occasion. Spider-Man's 3rd birthday. My grandson wanted a scintillating Spider-Man themed birthday party. Where there is a will, there is a way. We managed to find some old costumes from previous parties. Of course, the cake has been freshly baked and decorated at home. Enjoying my balcony that was built 12 years ago. Only now I am able to spend some quality time with my family and read my books there. Playing outdoor games I used to play when I was a child. And those kites, they were gifted to my grandchildren 2 years ago, and we hardly touched them. Surprisingly, it was the granddads who enjoyed the most. The best still, cooking and chilling with my 2 daughter-in-laws. Even though we live under the same roof, we hardly had time for each other. We are always on the go with our separate concerns. Our bond has never been stronger than now. Living some real women-to-women time. Helping, praying, laughing together. True overwhelming happiness. Last but not least, my elder son and myself share the same passion for photography and videography. We love doing video together. He does the filming and editing, and I do the cooking and the acting. And we share them to shake our TM friends and family. There is so much we can do during these precious times. The lockdown is still on, and we still have many more plans ahead. Every minute is a chance to be lived fully. Once we pause to experience the true power of now. I'm so grateful for all the happiness that these difficult days have brought to my family. Therefore, friends, to conclude, no more complaints, no more stress. It's not going to last forever. It's a gift. Enjoy it. Find your way. Do things you love. Cherish the moment. Cherish the moment that has albeit been forcefully given. Think outside the confinement box. Over to you.
She's a DTM and who is a retired DTM but committed in volunteering service as an inner leadership coach for the needed ones. And I would like to call our DTM Gianna to set the objectives for TM Jagadish. Sorry. You're on mute, ma'am.
All right, okay. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters of the 3 different clubs around the world. And I hope it will be a very scintillating session. I will evaluate Toastmaster Jagadish, who is doing the Competent Communicator Manual Project 6 on vocal variety. And his title is Don't Go Ahead. The objectives of this speech are the voice volume, pitch, rate, and quality to reflect and add meaning and interest to your message. Use pauses to enhance your message. And the last one is the vocal variety, smoothly and naturally. Time is 5 to 7 minutes. Good luck to you. Thank you.
So during welcoming the speaker, I'm pretty interested because he is someone who believes in that traveling gives you the freedom to be yourself. But he has chosen the topic, don't go ahead. I'm interested. Toastmaster Jagadish.
Until a couple of years back, when someone asked me, do you drink? Without any hesitation, I used to say, no, I am a teetotaler. However, people don't believe my words since I was away with my parents for 5 years. They always interpret I used to spend my weekends in a pub with beautiful girls and alcohol. But the fact is, I spent most of my weekends on washing clothes and by preparing Maggie. If someone asked me the same question now, I would say, yes, I drink all type of alcohol except beer, since it put on weight. Things got changed, and I too started consuming alcohol occasionally. Good evening, Toastmasters. Yes, and special evening to those who drink occasionally. It was a Saturday evening. I got a call from my friend Diwakar, and he asked me to join the bachelor party along with 2 other friends, Sarvesh and Muthu. Party is given by Muthu as he is getting married in a week. Isn't it quite common to think about a girlfriend while drinking? I also started to think about my girlfriend after 2 rounds of drinks. We shared a beautiful relationship. I felt happy while recollecting all the memories we shared together. I did not inform her that I'm going to drink today. I felt guilty. So I went out of the room with my mobile to inform her. I called her. She asked me, where are you? I said, sorry for not informing you, babe. I came to Divaka's room for drinks party. That's it. She started yelling like anything. She was like, yesterday only you swear on me that you will never drink. But today, you go out with your friends. Don't you really care for me? At one point in time, she said, you have only one choice, me or your friends. I said, friends. She started crying and said, don't ever try to call me back. I am going to block your number. And she hung the call. After hearing those words, I too started crying and went into the room. My friends were shocked to see me crying and asked the reason. I said, my love is gone. My girlfriend has blocked my number. Now, they even more shocked and said, hey, but you don't have a girlfriend. Suddenly, I too realized, yes, I don't have a girlfriend. Oh my God, even this phone is not mine. It was selfish phone, and I was talking with his girlfriend in hangover. Now it's selfish turn. He started crying from where I left. Our friend Muthu wanted to go home as he needs to make some arrangement for his marriage. We got a call from Muthu's number in the next 30 minutes. It was not him. Some outsiders called from his mobile and said he met with an accident and asked us to come to the neighboring area. The moment we reached there, local people asked us to go to hospital, which was 10 kilometers away. We could not understand anything. Why they had to take him so long when there are so many hospitals in this area. However, we rushed there. For the first time in my life, I entered mortuary to see our beloved friend, Muthu Kumar. He's no more. I still could not forget that moment. His face is full of blood. I got to know that he hit by the running bus. His body was kept one among the other bodies. We have murdered him by the ignorance. We should have taken care of our friend. All his dreams got shattered in a fraction of seconds. At that moment, we did not know how to console his parents, his lovable sister, and the bride who is going to marry him. He was the only guy working in his family. Who will take care of his family now? They had to struggle lifelong for the error made by him. Like Muthu's parents, there are parents who will be eagerly waiting for their children to back home safe. We must not disappoint them. I request each and every one of you to educate yourself, your friends, and relatives, not to drive when they are drunk. We must not lose one more Muthu. This is my humble request. Think of your future. Think of your family and friends. Then think before making that fatal decision. Let us together make this society a better place to live. Don't go ahead if you're drunk. Over you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jagadish. And for the third speech, I would like to introduce the evaluator evaluator, and I have a lot to tell about her, but I'll make it short. She's the past district director of D82, and also she is one of those members who attended the very first territorial council meeting in Colombo, even before D82 was established. She is also a life skills and public speaking coach. She is none other than the distinguished Toastmaster Nina John.
Good evening, everyone. My speaker, that is Toastmaster Kasun, is talking. His path is effective coaching. He's doing level 5, project 3, demonstrating expertise, and it's basically a question of reflecting on your path. So he's going to talk about the lessons he has learned during his path on this path, so to speak, and how it has affected him and what he has learned from him. So all the best to my speaker, Toastmaster Kasun. Welcome to this meeting.
I would like to introduce the speaker. He is our VP Ed, VP Education, and also someone who always pushes others to and encourages others. And I would like to tell good luck to him for his speech, and he is Toastmaster Kasun Ilangaratna.
For our Earth, the time taken to make one complete orbit around the Earth is 365 days or 1 year. Just imagine all of the different phases and changes that occur during the Earth in that time. For me, in Toastmasters, it has taken me 2 years to complete one orbit. I joined the movement in March 2018, and today I'm completing my first path in the Pathways Educational Program. And the path that I have selected was the effective coaching pathway. Now, when I selected this path, I had two primary goals. The first was to improve my networking skills, and the second was to improve my interpersonal skills. And my orbital journey in Toastmasters has been no different to our own Earth's journeys in all the different seasons and changes that it has experienced. Let me tell you about some of them. Just like the Earth experiences new flowers blooming in the spring, so too when I joined the Toastmasters movement, the first flower that bloomed within me was the role of the timer, which followed shortly thereafter with the role of the counter, and from there I moved on to delivering my icebreaker speech. In a few short months from there onwards, in August of that same year, the club officers requested me to take on the role of a speechcraft coordinator. And around the same time, our then Vice President of Public Relations, Toastmaster Ahmad Hussain, requested me to be part of his subcommittee. I would tell you now that the learning opportunities and the learning experiences that I gained from both of those were undeniably great. From the speechcraft experience, one of the most largest experiences that I had was the networking abilities and the networking opportunities that were presented to me. Within the organization, within Virtusa itself, I gained the opportunity to interact with many consultants, tech leads, and future architects who are employed there. And on the other end, within the Toastmasters fraternity, I gained the opportunity to interact with many proficient Toastmasters who came in to deliver educational sessions to our speechcraft participants. At the same time, under the guidance of Toastmaster Hussain, I was able to learn about the branding guidelines and about how to improve our brand image and publishing items on social media to gain recognition for our club's activities. Then, just like the Earth experiences the warm embrace of summer, I too had to experience summer in my Toastmasters journey. When our then Vice President Public Relations, Toastmasters have left our club and our organization rather, I was tasked with taking on the role of Vice President of Public Relations. Now this is a big step, and I gained from that the opportunity to work with a team of my own. And that was one of the first and earliest experiences in mentoring and training other Toastmasters that I had. And I'm extremely happy now to say that it is a member of my own subcommittee team from back then, Toastmaster Chetana, who is continuing to rock the stage of public relations in our club. Like the earth experiences autumn, where the leaves turn bright red and start falling down from trees, there's a big change that you can see going from summer to winter. In my journey, that transition is when I had to leave the role of Vice President Public Relations and move on to the role of Vice President of Education. When Toastmaster Malinda, our immediate past Vice President of Education, gave me the briefing about the role and what it entails, I remember walking out of there and thinking, oh my goodness, this Vice President of Public Relations and the Vice President of Education, those two roles are so different from each other. And at the time that I took up that role, our club had only around 50% of pathways enrollment. So my high performance leadership project in my path was to bring our club up to 100% pathways enrollment. And in January of this year, along with the support of all our club members and our club officers, our club managed to be one of the few clubs in the district and the divisions that were able to make it to 100% pathways enrollment. Even this was one of the experiences that allowed me to further my personal goals of improving my networking and interpersonal communication skills. Because of all the different interactions I had with so many of our various club members and learning about what they want and what they expect out of the Toastmasters Pathways educational program. Moving on to winter. Winter is a time where most people prefer to stay indoors. And as it happens, when coronavirus came along, it's not a matter of choice, it's a matter of caring about other people, and all of us are pretty much stuck indoors. But even with that, our club has been extremely fortunate to be one of the first few clubs to be able to meet online, I would think. And I have been blessed with that, because of that, with the opportunity to be able to complete my last two projects virtually. And I've also got to network with all of you. All in all, it has been a wonderful orbit in completing this pathway and an undeniable learning experience. I said before that my goals with the pathway that I selected were developing interpersonal and networking skills, and I must say I have not been disappointed. How long will it take me to complete my next orbit? Only time will tell. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kasul. And we can move on to our next session, which is our table topic session. We have a humorous champion, district humorous champion in our as our table topics master. So I'm looking forward for his topics, because we kind of had a discussion about this before the meeting commenced. Over to you, Toastmaster Adil Ibrahim.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nalina. Good evening, everyone. So I welcome you all to this table topic session. I could see some of the butterflies in my screen right now, but for the time being, we'll be reducing the topics to 6 to 8. So some of you have been escaped by now. So as you all know, the rules are going to be simple. I'll be giving you the topic. You have to speak for minimum of 1 minute, maximum of 2 minutes, and 30 seconds will be given as a grace time. And shall we begin the session? Just, can you see the raise of hands? Yes. So the first speaker is going to be from Virtusa CMB Toastmaster Club. Toastmaster Malinda Pereira, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you?
Wonderful. So your topic is online Toastmaster meetings are much better than our usual meetings. I repeat, online Toastmaster meetings are much better than our usual meetings. Over to you.
So raise your hands if you like online meetings better than the usual meetings. So I have to confess that I am a so most of the time I am some of my meetings I am a latecomer to the normal meetings. That is because there is a heavy traffic. Normally in normal businesses, there's a heavy traffic between my home and my company premises. Although it has got only 7 or 8 kilometers distance. So sometimes I get late to the meetings. But when it comes to online meetings, just you need to do is before the meeting, just you get yourself prepared and coming in front of a screen. Another advantage is in traditional meeting setups. Sometimes and also I mean in traditional meetings sometimes the people can't come to the meetings because they have this problem of sometimes say some people having a company meeting and they can't come to our meeting location due to some traveling problems. But online meetings does not have that ability. So I believe so online meetings also have its own advantage. The only disadvantage is the collaboration time. Sometimes there is some problems due to connectivity. So we have to overcome these obstacles and make online meetings also memorable ones. Over to you, topic master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Malinda. Like, he was completely on the side of online meeting because he could save some petrol, he could save some time. So we'll go for the next topic. A next speaker from Chennai Toastmaster Club, Toastmaster Aishwarya. Are you there?
Yes.
So Toastmaster Aishwarya, your topic is every generation complains about the previous generation, right? About music, their attitude, movies, interest, everything. So what do you complain about the previous generation? What do you complain about the previous generation? Toastmaster Aishwarya.
Thank you, Table Topic Master, Toastmaster Adil. So, my topic is what do I need to complain about the previous generation? The first thing which I would do is, which is happening even now, I would believe, which is nothing but judging each other in terms of like maybe the way they dress or the way they uh, by the behavior skills and some things like that, because I used to feel this almost every day whenever I used to go outside either to a shop or to my college, which is there in my next street from my home. People look at me in a strange way because I really don't I mean I really can't understand like why do people give a strange look to everyone in general. This is what I feel from my side. And the other thing is that in the olden days, like people, they used to force us to eat homemade food, and they won't allow us to eat the junk food or like food which we would order through Swiggy and Uber Eats and all those stuffs. So they force us to eat that homemade food just in the name of nutrition. And the third thing is again, like they force us to get up early in the morning and to do the tasks respectively accordingly, so that like suppose if you were supposed to go to your office, you have to get up early, finish off your home, your daily routine, and then go to your office maybe something things like that. So I think these three things I would like to complain as a part of the previous generation. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster Adil.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aishwarya. Let's see what the next generation has complained on us, maybe. So the next speaker is going to be from DXC chapters, Toastmaster. Toastmaster Sriram, are you there? Distinguished Toastmaster Sriram.
Hi, Adil. I hope you are able to hear me and see me.
Yes. So your topic is, the genie has given you a wish that you will become a district champion by this year. So you have to choose one among this, table topic or evaluation. Which one would you choose?
Thank you for the mind-boggling topic. I think it should be an elephant in the room situation because as a Toastmaster, I have always a thing in my mind that I don't want a wish from a genie, but rather I try myself to become a champion. But if in case genie comes and asks me, why would I restrict just to one? Because it's genie, right? It can grant me any wishes. I would request for all the four I want to become a district champion. But to answer your question in particular, I would rather choose a table topic because table topic I feel to myself is one of the toughest thing which I have faced. And especially if you want to apply it more personally on a professional front, especially during the appraisal discussions where I go with my prepared speech with a lot of things I have done for the organization, and that's where the manager comes and turn you the unexpected ones. He will ask you why you didn't turn a lady's finger into a tomato. So what would I answer? But if the same question is been asked in Toastmasters, as a table topic speaker, I would love to give different versions of it. So I think table topic, because that's to me is toughest, and it can be any topic which can be, but I would prefer to be a table topic champion and apply the same formula in my appraisal meetings. And I could clearly say, I didn't convert the tomatoes into ladies' fingers, rather I have converted all potatoes into all types of vegetables. So I could match, fix, mix any type of thing which I have it. So table topic would be my choice, but I would prefer if genie comes, I would ask for all the four, and why not you all audience vote for me to be the best champion. Over to all the table topic master.
Sure, distinguished Sriram. I wish that your wish come true. So for the next speaker, we have Toastmaster Madhav from A Speakers. Toastmaster Madhav, are you there?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Hi, Madhav.
Hi.
So your topic is it ever okay to gossip with your fellow co-worker? Is it ever okay to gossip with your fellow co-worker? Have you ever done it?
Greetings, everyone. What a wonderful question. Do I enjoy gossiping with my fellow co-workers, and have I ever done so? Strangely enough, in this current context where we are confined at home, nobody to meet, no coffee to share with work, with your friends, with your colleagues, I miss that very much. I miss the small gossiping about the boss, about a client, or something about the news, what's happening in politics, and so on and so forth. So yes, I miss that a lot. And what I realized is that it's the little things you share with your friends, with your colleagues every day, which in fact create that social bond. And virtually, it's nice. It's nice to send virtual claps and virtual handshakes, but it's nothing that replaces the real thing. To the question which was asked before about whether someone would prefer virtual meetings to physical meetings, face-to-face meetings, I think face-to-face meetings wins it. But there are some advantages to this, and one of them is to hear the latest news, latest gossips, latest, like we say in Mauritius, palabre. So yes, so I do enjoy it, and I do miss it a bit. But let's not abuse what we say and keep it very polite. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Madhav. That was a wonderful one. So for the next topic, we have a member from our Chennai Toastmasters Club. Toastmaster Guruvayurappan, are you there? Toastmaster Guruvayurappan?
Yes, I am there.
Yeah, hi, Toastmaster Guruvayurappan. So your topic is, I've heard that from Senior Toastmaster, you're a very good storyteller. So your topic goes like this. You have to tell a story which has to start with this. When I woke up this morning, my room was filled with. When I woke up this morning, my room was filled with. Over to you.
Scintillating topic actually, but the problem is that as a Toastmaster, you are not supposed to lie, and I am also not supposed to lie. I am not a big storyteller. First of all, I am not at all a good, not a bad speaker also. So I will expect my room to be filled with what to say, because I have a lot of things. Probably, but based on the current situation, I will expect my room to be filled with lots of money, preferably in US dollars, if possible. The reason is to share with others. I have the tendency to help people. So if I have so much money, I will definitely help poor people, because there are a lot of poor people who are suffering from food and other things. So I will expect money, at least to give them money to buy the food. So I'll expect my room to be filled with money, in either it is in Indian rupees or US dollar, whatever be it. I want to be because I'm a general. Sorry. Okay. Basically, I like to do social activities. So from that aspect, I like my room to be filled with the money. Thank you all to your table topic, Master Adil Ibrahim.
Thank you, Toastmaster Guru Ayyappan. I could see a big smile in some of the chartered accountants' face in the meeting. They all are very happy with your answer. So for the next, we have a speaker from Virtusa CMB Toastmaster. Toastmaster Akil Arif, are you there? Toastmaster Akil Arif. Okay, so we'll move on to the next speaker, who is also from DXC chapters, Toastmaster Shwati.
Hi, Adil.
Hi, Shwati. So your topic is this. Why do you think people enjoy going to see a scary movie? Why do you think people enjoy going to see a scary movie? Over to you.
Thank you, Adil. Thank you for the topic. People go to movies to enjoy scary movie because the ambience in the theater will be much more helpful to experience that movie in a better way, because the sounding technologies and the lights, whereas if you had to watch the same movie in your laptop, you cannot switch off the lights and watch, because rest of the family members would be along with you. So that's the main reason why people prefer to watch scary movie in cinema theaters. I'm not sure whether everyone will know this movie called Maya, which was acted by Nayandara. I watched this movie initially um, in my laptop, downloading it from Tamil Rockers, and then later when I watched the same movie in cinema theater, I realized that I missed a lot of things by watching it in my laptop, because the quality of the videos, especially when a movie is full of darkness, I think it's really good to go to the cinema theater and watch that movie, because you may not miss all the meticulous things which the director have really worked very hard and brought into the picture. So it's always better to watch scary movie in cinema theater, especially along with your friends who does not feel very comfortable watching scary movie. So take one of such friend, go to the theater and enjoy the movie, so that you can experience the movie with lot more details which the director wanted you to experience. So over to you, Adil.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shwati. That was a good promotion for scary movies. Now, as the next TT speaker, I have distinguished Toastmaster Varadarajan. DTM Varadarajan, are you there?
Yes, I am there.
Hi.
Adil.
So our last topic is this. Which is easy? Doing work or getting work done? Which is easy? Doing a work or getting a work done? Over to you.
TT Master and Toastmasters from various clubs in worldwide Toastmasters now. Doing work or getting work done. See, both the aspects of general lifestyle is very important. If you are able to do your work, you must do that work all by own. But if you are not able to do that particular work, it's best to delegate that work. So you must be able to get work done as much as you are passionate about doing the same work. So that is where leadership comes. And there are many occasions, especially when you are talking about a Toastmasters meeting, when there are so many roles and activities that are being done. Many of the things many people can't do. So we need people to do those roles. So either you do a particular role or get those jobs done by others. Both ways, it's going to benefit a particular team or an organization or a group of people. So a person needs to have both the skills. Now, being a subject matter expert is always good. You can have command on whatever you're doing, and you can enjoy the respect of the work that you have done. But if you're getting work done from people, you enjoy the relationship, you enjoy the trust, and you enjoy the long-term relationship with those people. So I would recommend that both the skills, doing your work perfectly or at least to near perfection, and getting work done from people to as much near perfection as possible. But in both the cases, you need to understand that there is always a learning curve. You must give time to people to, especially when you're getting work done, to get to people to learn the process in a particular style. Everyone is not as skilled as you feel they are. So you must give that time and have empathy. So in an overall statement, I feel both the skills are extremely important, especially in virtual times like these. We must develop both individual and team skills and get so that we are comfortable and successful in both the areas. Thank you so much, Adil, and I hope you all the very best. Thank you.
Thank
Over to
you,
you.
DTM Varadarajan. I hope these tips will be helpful in the work from home scenario, definitely. So we have one more topic, which is going to the last. We have Toastmaster Mayuri from Virtusa CMB Toastmaster. Toastmaster Mayuri, are you there?
Yes, Adil, I'm here.
So your topic is what comes easy won't last. What lasts won't come easy. I repeat, what comes easy won't last. What lasts won't come easy. Over to you.
Yes, thanks, Adil. Yes, I will come up with some of myself, some experience that I have experienced. Once I was doing my advanced level. Believe me, I failed my advanced level in Sri Lanka 3 times with all F passes. I'm not that much of a brilliant student, but I was struggling that I want to do my degree somehow. So I wanted to complete my A-levels before doing my degree. Therefore, I was working really hard because I want to, if I need to go into my goal, I have to do this somehow. Therefore, I was working really hard, and anyway, while doing my degree program, I got through my A-level. What I got to know was what that I need and what comes very easy won't last because that happiness I got when I passed my exam, that was in my life for all these years. And what I believe is that time I spent by never giving up, it is time that worth enough, because if I didn't try, if I gave up at that point, I won't be a successful person as a software quality engineer right now. Therefore, what I believe is something that I fight for is always worth rather than giving up. Over to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mayuri. That was quite inspirational. So this brings us to the end of our TT session. I request timer Toastmaster Abhilash to read out the qualified TT speaker's name.
Hi, Toastmaster Adam. So all the speakers have qualified for today's voting. I'll just read the names for everyone's benefit. Toastmaster Malinda Pereira, Toastmaster Aishwarya, Distinguished Toastmaster Sriram, Toastmaster Madhav, Toastmaster Guruvayurappan, Toastmaster Swati, Distinguished Toastmaster Varadarajan, and Toastmaster Mayur.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abhilash. Now I hand over the control to our TMOD, Toastmaster Nalina.
Thank you, Toastmaster Adil. We had some of very good, scintillating topics today. I would like to just call out our TT Master for one thing, because I kind of agree with, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he is DTM Varadarajan, sir. Guruvayurappan, sir, because he mentioned in the very beginning of his table topics that Toastmasters don't lie. I didn't see 3 countries in the topics. So with that note, I'm sorry, I'm just pulling your legs. With that topic, we will go to our next session, which is my duty is to introduce our keynote speaker of the day. For the keynote speaker, just give me 1 second, please, because this is very important. Since I don't personally haven't had an interaction with our GTM, Saro sir, but I have heard about him from Bhuvi. So these are Bhuvi's words coming from my mouth. The mediocre mentor tells, the good mentor explains, the superior mentor demonstrates, the greatest mentors inspire. And I also believe, from what I heard from everyone that I know, to have such a mentor today who will inspire us as how he is doing, it is a privilege to be sharing the screen with him. So without further ado, I am eager to listen to his keynote speak. Over to you, DTM sir.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster of the day. If self-development is a journey from point A to point B, if you are doing it alone, it's equivalent of riding a bike. If you are signing up for a training, it's like going in a car. And if you identify a mentor, it's like going in a jet. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. In the next 15 minutes, I'm going to share with you some insights on the Toastmasters mentoring process. There is a famous Arabian proverb: if you are going fast, go alone. If you are going far, go together. I would say, if you want to go fast and far in Toastmasters, go with a mentor. A mentor is somebody who guides you, who coaches you, who motivates you to help you discover your true potential, to maximize your own learning, and to improve your own performance. So a mentor is a great enabler and a great accelerator for your success in Toastmasters. It's not the job of the mentor to convert somebody from a bronze to a silver or from a silver to a gold. A mentor takes a golden ore and converts the person into a golden ornament. And that is the transformation that happens to you when you join your hands with a mentor. The first insight that I want to share with you is a mentor is a coach, advisor, and a role model. A mentor is somebody who is teaching you new skills, whom you can go to when you have a complex problem to solve, and who gives you that motivation and inspiration, be a role model for you so that you can continuously aspire high. I'm so scintillated to do this session in front of mentor of mentors like DTM Nina John, who has developed so many mentors like us in the community. So some people may be asking, I thought coaching and mentoring are two different things. Yes, they are different. It's like the difference between the SARS and the coronavirus. They are different but interrelated. Similarly, coaching is looked at as something that you do to develop a very specific skill, and it is very time bound. However, mentoring is a long-lasting relationship. Mentoring is something that you do for developing a broad-based set of skills. For example, I go to DTM Lalita Giridhar for reviewing my speech scripts, but I also consult with people like DTM Nina John for some leadership-related decisions or actions that I have to take. So mentors are there to help you to pick up a broad-based set of skills, but there are certain coaches to help you solve a specific problem. And who can be a mentor? In Toastmasters, somebody who has completed CC6 in the older program, or somebody who has completed a level 3 in the new pathways program can volunteer to be a mentor. And you may ask, okay, so should the mentor be older to you? And my answer is no, the mentor need not necessarily be older to you. There are times when I have reached out to DTM Aditya Maheshwaran, who is much, much younger to me, and I've reached out to him for guidance on communication skills. So age is not a criteria at all in the process of mentoring, but knowledge definitely is. So it is always recommended that the mentor is more knowledgeable, or he or she can guide you to somebody who's knowledgeable about what you are expecting from the mentor. So now, if you have decided to be a mentor, and if you are clear that, okay, I want to be a mentor, now how do you go about mentoring? So mentoring is a two-way street. Imagine that you are going to a potluck with a set of dishes in your hand, and when you walk in there, you don't find anybody, and few people show up a little late but with empty hands. So similarly, in mentoring, the mentor and the mentee has equal responsibilities. They have to commit their time, they have to be disciplined, they have to be organized, and they have to do their homework to make the process successful. Let me share with you an experience from my own mentoring journey in Toastmasters. The first mentee that I got assigned with is Toastmaster, probably I'll call him Priyan. He was a youngster then, and he was a college graduate. So he was doing his second year in an engineering college. Very energetic and bubbly guy. And he's a sports fan. So he loves football so much, and most of his speeches would be around football. I used to be part of Chennai Toastmasters Club then, and our meetings used to happen at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, like how we meet now. And what Priyan would do is on Saturday morning, he would send me an email with an attachment that has roughly 1,500 words. And his email would be like this: Taro, can you please help me condense the speech to fit within the time limit and add a perfect introduction and a conclusion? This was my first mentoring experience. First of all, I was learning how to review speech scripts. And second of all, the time that I was given to review and provide feedback to that speech was very, very little. And not just this, Priyan would call you at odd times, either late in the evening at like 9:30 in the night, or somewhere during your busy workday at like 11 o'clock in the morning. So the process itself was not working for both of us. So we brainstormed and we decided that we would put some ground rules in place. The first thing, we both agreed that Priyan would do sufficient homework and research for his speech scripts, and he would send a fully qualified and an organized speech. That is number one. Number 2, Priyan would send his speech scripts at least 3 to 4 days in advance for me to spend some quality time and give some quality feedback to him. And number 3, we set aside a time, and what we agreed on was to have our discussion between 5 o'clock and 7 o'clock in the evening. So this worked out really, really well, and eventually Priyan grew up in the ranks in Toastmasters. Today he's DTM Priyanandan. And not just that, he has also grown up in his career and he has established very well himself in the career. So mentoring is always a two-way street. So mentor and mentee has equal responsibilities in making the process successful, and they both have to commit time and they both have to be disciplined. The next insight that I want to share with you is mentoring is not cloning, it is creating. What are some of the skills that a mentor brings to the table? A mentor has to be listening to the mentee. A mentor should be very patient. A mentor should always be available. A mentor should show respect to the mentees irrespective of their age and experience. And last but not the least, the mentor should have enough knowledge on the domain that they are mentoring the mentee on. What should the mentee bring to the table? The mentee brings in the respect to learn towards the mentor. The mentee shows the readiness and the eagerness to learn from the mentor, and the mentee should also be receptive to the difference in the ideas between them. For example, there may be situations where you'll be brainstorming and you, as a mentee, you may not even like the perspective of the mentor. So you have to resolve these differences and you have to be having an open mind. So there are times when you cannot be thinking exactly like the mentor, and the mentee can also, the mentor also cannot be thinking exactly like you. So the process is very different. So the mentor is not trying to create a newer version of himself or herself. The mentor is actually helping you to discover your own true potential. Let me share with you another example from Toastmasters. I don't know how many of you have heard about this person, Alexander Babu. He's a very famous stand-up comedian, but he was an ex-Toastmaster. So he was mentored by a famous Toastmaster called Karthik Srinivasan. Karthik Srinivasan is somebody who doesn't write a single word, or he doesn't write a single page speech before he goes to the stage to deliver a prepared speech. Most of his speeches would be impromptu. However, when he mentored Alex, he understood that Alex goes by the script. So he always encouraged Alex to have a perfect script. Not only that, Karthik Srinivasan is somebody who has not won humorous speech contests at the division level or at the district level, but he identified the potential in Alex. So he pushed and nudged Alex to venture out in the speech contest. And what he would do is he would take Alex to a beach on a Saturday evening, and he would make Alex reverse the speech in the beach in front of all the people who are like looking at them. He would make Alex to shout at the peak of his voice. He would make Alex to speak soft. He would make Alex to do some crazy stuff on the beach, and that helped Alex to shed some of his inhibitions. If you go to Amazon Prime and watch some of his performances in the stand-up comedy, you would understand and appreciate some of the efforts that has gone in between Karthik and Alex during the early days, right? So Karthik Srinivasan was not trying to clone and create a new version of himself, but he is trying to create a newer version of Alex. And that is the job of a mentor. So mentoring is not cloning, it is creating. The last message that I want to share with you, or the insight that I want to share with you, is a novice mentor gives you the fish. A good mentor makes you go and fish, and a great mentor teaches you how to fish. I'll give you an example of my first mentoring experience for a corporate club. I volunteered to be a club mentor for this club. So I went there regularly week on week. Initially, I started, by the way, this is a very young and vibrant club. Most of its members were in the average 25 years age. So every time I would end up doing the evaluator role. I enjoyed doing the role. I'll do evaluations like back to back. And then over a period of time, they also made me to do the general evaluator role. I happily accepted it and I started doing the general evaluator role too. And eventually they dumped the timer, raconteur, grammarian, all these roles also onto me. So I became overwhelmed and my performance dropped. And since members were not getting opportunity to play many roles, they also lost interest over the period of time. From 20 members, the club dropped its membership to just 2 members in 6 months' time. And that was my performance as a club mentor for that corporate club. So all that I was doing as a novice mentor was I was giving them the fish and I was not teaching them how to fish. So later on, the club was taken over by another area director, and he also signed up to be the club coach. And what he did was completely different from the style that I tried. So what he did was, obviously, he conducted a demo meeting and he jump-started the club with a few members. And he trained the members to do the roles on their own. Before the meeting, he will rehearse, make them do some rehearsals before they go onto the stage, and he will correct if there are any flaws in their performance. So he was coaching them and he was helping them to play the role really, really well. And eventually what happened over a 6 months period was that from just 2 members, the club grew its membership to 18 members. So obviously the area director who took over after me is a great mentor because he knew at that time how to teach others, his mentees, to fish. So these are some of the insights that I want to share with you in the short span of time. Now I want to take some questions from you. You can type your questions in the chat window and I'll try my best to answer those questions.
So Saro, this is Hingston. I have a question. So this question is like, now when I'm mentoring some of my mentees, I have this fear that sometimes my style.
Can you please type it in or be a little audible?
Yeah.
Can we have more than one mentor? So the answer is yes. In my own my own Toastmasters journey, I have reached out to mentors like TTM Neena John, TTM Lalita Giridhar, Aditya Maheshwaran. You can have multiple mentors, but what I would recommend is not having overlaps, right? Because at times it creates confusions and probably conflicts too. So if you want to polish your humorous speaking skills, probably identify a mentor who is good at humorously speaking. If you want help from somebody on leadership skills, find somebody for helping you on leadership skills, right? Identify the domain for which you can go and get help from somebody as a mentor. But during contest season, I've seen people sending their speech scripts to multiple mentors and getting multiple different perspectives. That is also absolutely fine. How does one set out the objective of the mentoring with the mentee? What type of objectives would there be? So the objectives are actually dependent on the mentee's goals and what the mentee really want to achieve. So you have to jointly work it out. And when you jointly work it out, the conviction from the mentee as well as the conviction from you will be very, very high. Rather than you telling the mentee, okay, hey, here are your objectives and this is what you have to be doing. So another question, how do we maintain and sustain emotional bond between the two? Sometimes we get into problems. And in fact, this is a skill that you will develop as a mentor, because if you ask what is in it for me, I developed a skill of listening. I used to not listen to people in the past, but I developed a lot more patience and a lot more listening skills by being a mentor. So it's always important to be sensitive to the needs of the mentee, because at the end of the day, the mentee is your customer, right? So you have to put your customer first. So if you want to maintain an emotional bond, try to be sensitive, try to empathize with the situation that the mentee is going through, try not to thrust your thoughts on the mentee all the time. Help them discover solutions by asking a lot of questions, right? So that itself will solve some of the problems. So I'll respond back to the questions in the chat offline. In the interest of time, I'll wrap up the session. Obviously, you can reach out to me either through my blog or through my email. My email ID is svelrajan, VELRAJAN @gmail.com, or contact any of the meeting organizers. They'll help you to reach out to me. So to summarize, mentor is a coach, advisor, and a role model. Number one, mentoring is a two-way street, and mentoring is not cloning, it is creating. And a great mentor teaches you how to fish. I encourage all of you to sign up for being a mentor or being a mentee. It's a great experience. Like I said in the beginning, it will significantly accelerate your learning in Toastmasters and even outside of Toastmasters. So let's enjoy the mentoring process by signing up for it in Toastmasters. Over to the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, DTM Sarovel.
Thank you, DTM Sarovel Rajan. Excellent.
So we will quickly move to our next session, which is the evaluation session. I would like to hand over the control to our Toastmaster, Nilu.
Starts. Actually, evaluation is a breakfast of champions. Foundation is one of the strongest pillars in our Toastmasters. Evaluation is like a parachute. Our brain is like parachute. It won't open until and unless it's not worked properly. So through evaluation only, we learn so much. It boosts up our confidence, our growth, and one day we become very good speaker as well as good leaders. So according to me, even as this Toastmaster, Mr. I think Saro, he said that mentee and mentee is a two-way traffic. Even evaluation is, I strongly believe, two-way traffic. So because the one who's receiving the evaluation benefits a lot, but one who's giving the evaluation, because of we learn so much critical thinking, it helps in every aspect of our life, how to see the life from every angle. So even evaluation is two-way traffic and it helps both ways. So now we have got 3 evaluators, and because we had 3 speeches, I would like to call first our evaluator, this Toastmaster Hashni, and she is going to evaluate the speech of Toastmaster Nariman. Please welcome Toastmaster Hashidi. Are you there?
Instead of Hasini, Nadira Faiz will be evaluating her. Thank you.
Okay, no problem.
Think outside the confinement. Fellow Toastmasters, respected guests, and my dear target speaker, Toastmaster Nariman, a very good evening. Before I start evaluating the speech that has been kept in front of me, let me take a small review of what exactly happened. She started her speech with a question. How many of you are complaining about this lockdown? From there, she proceeded to tell us how this lockdown has affected people on a different level. And she connected the audience to this by telling us her own story about how it's affecting her. From here, she told us it's nothing to worry about and transitioned to the next part of her speech. Here, she explained to us the answer to the question many people are still yet figuring out. Fellow Toastmasters, every speech has 3 speeches which you can give. You have the speech which you dream of giving, the speech which you practice giving, and finally, the speech which you end up giving. Toastmaster Nariman has given us a beautiful speech, and she concluded her speech by telling us how she spent her time and beautifully transitioned into her slideshow of how she spends her time, family bonding across on her balcony, and also the cooking with her family and the cooking videos that they have made together. She ended by telling us, no more complaining. Fellow Toastmasters, in this project, it's very simple. I'm supposed to evaluate and tell her how has she used the suggestions of her first speech in her second speech. And since her second speech is being online, most of the criteria which we have, the 8 criteria which are there, which are applied to a normal speech, cannot be applied to the online speech. Of those 8 criteria, it can be shortlisted to 5, of which I have 2 recommendations and 3 recommendations. I'd like to commend how she used her time very beautifully, and her speech organization was on point. Her transitions were very smooth and did not seem like they were abrupt. And at the same time, her second recommendation is that she's used her online screen sharing as a beautiful way to share the intricate moments which she spent with her family with us. Now, what are all the recommendations I have for her? Now, while she was very clear and she had the audience interest, as it's a very current topic, she could have worked on 3 things. Vocal variety. Her speech tone was quite monotonous. And at the same time, while you're using a forum of online, as you had taken the initiative of standing, you could have utilized the stage as you have from here till here for everyone to watch you. So using this space, your speech could have been much better. I can't wait for your future speeches. Thank you so much.
Thank you. The evaluation was very, very nice. We learned a lot. Our second evaluator is DTM Gianna. She is very precise evaluator. It's our honor to have her. And she is going to evaluate Toastmaster Jagdish. Please welcome DTM Gianna. Hello?
Okay, all right. It's fine now? Yeah. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters. I am very pleased to evaluate today Toastmaster Jagadish. First, I want to know if he is hearing this evaluation, since I have not been able to get in touch with him after the speech. Well, congratulations, Toastmaster Jagadish, for having delivered your P6 from Competent Communication Manual titled Vocal Variety. Well, I am pleased because for me as a Toastmaster, I believe this is the best way of starting a Toastmaster's journey. The title was Do Not Go Ahead, which you clearly mentioned at the end of your speech. What you seem, from what I have seen from a very little of you, you seem a very active, dynamic person, sometimes quite forceful in your vocal variety. However, in order to take a speech at a greater level, there are some few beauty tips which I would like to give you. You made us go through your memory lane still. I think there should have been some more ingredients in that beauty tip. For example, I believe there was a technology failure somewhere of sound. I had, unfortunately, great difficulty in listening to what you were really saying. At times, I felt there should have been a combination of body movement, emotions, and vocal variety. For example, when you were saying, the face was full of blood. You see, 3 movements in one. Then lovingly, you could have said, educate yourself. Think of your family. Family is that all we have. Since you had dialogues, and this particular project is mainly on vocal variety, be it natural, be it forceful, be it aggressive, you could have put a different pitch and tone and style of dialogues since you had different characters. On it all, my dear friend, if you could have added those few beauty tips, vocal variety, emotions, natural, clarity, and a better sound, it would have given you maybe the best speaker today. Who knows? Thank you very much and congratulations. Thank you.
I'm sure Toastmaster Jagdish will learn a lot from DTM Gianna. Our third evaluator is DTM Lina, and she is going to evaluate the speech of Toastmaster Kasul. Please welcome DTM Nina.
Good evening, Madam General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters. It's a pleasure to evaluate Toastmaster Kasun's speech. And the topic he has is one that is really, the path that he has chosen is one that is really one that I love, the idea of effective coaching. And I'm so happy that he took this thing because this is one of those projects that can be directly related to your workplace. And I think that's what TM Kasun showed us very clearly in his speech. He showed us how both in terms of Toastmasters and in terms of working at Virtusa or in his professional work front, this path has been very effective. He showed us how he joined Toastmasters for networking and for improving his public speaking, both of which have happened very well over here. His interpersonal skills have also improved. What I liked about the speech is the confidence with which it was delivered, the clarity of the speech. We were able to follow each word and we were able to understand his journey. I love this thing about this is an orbit and these were all the seasons that I went through, the summer, the winter, and we could follow every season that he experienced, and we could experience that along with him. Very happy with the consistency of metaphors as far as language and structure are concerned. Again, as far as structure was concerned, very, very clear chronological order. So we were able to follow him from the time he joined Toastmasters to his current moment. What are the areas that I think could be improved? One, I said you have a good voice, Kasun. What I would like you to do is improve in terms of vocal variety. So there, you follow the same technique that, for example, Saro did in his session. You use actual people and actual stories to tell us about what happened at that speechcraft. What are the challenges you faced? How did you respond to people who were initially as scared as you were the first time you were walked into a Toastmasters meeting, and how they were transformed by it? In terms of members' achievements, great achievement to move Virtusa from 50% to 100% adoption of pathways. But what were the challenges that the members had? What are the problems they told you about? How did you solve those? Be specific, be dramatic. Improve in these few areas. Be specific, be dramatic, use your vocal variety, and tell us stories. So a very, very simple, informative project about how you developed your personal and professional communication, interpersonal, and other skills would come across to us much more effectively. Let me wish you all the best. I know this is your first set of projects. You have a long way to go, and I'm sure you will orbit very successfully and have a scintillating Toastmaster career ahead. Over to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you. Now the time has come to evaluate how this whole meeting went and where we can improve. Let me tell you first thing, I fell in love with your logo. Beautiful logo. It was really, it signifies your friendship and unity. And second thing, your agenda was very, very precise, very professional. That is the best thing. And even opening was very good. We felt very warm welcome. Even the slide of the history of the revolution was excellent. We learned a lot from that. And this is the first time I have come across the role of the QIG, which I have never seen in our, in our club also, and even in other clubs also. So on the contrary, I would like to ask the TME of the day that since when this role has been started, I mean, if you tell me. Hello?
Sorry, ma'am. Could you repeat the question, please?
This the role of the QIG, since how many years you have started? Because this role is new to us, I mean.
Yeah, even for Virtusa Toastmasters, it is new. It is actually a practice of Chennai Toastmasters Club. And I would like to hear it from someone who is in the Chennai Toastmasters.
We've had it for quite a few years now. Nina John here. We've had it for quite a few years now, and it gives people an opportunity to speak. So it's one more way people get the opportunity to speak, and everyone loves it. So
no, it's very, very good thing. I mean, we learned because it's new role for us. I mean, and even the word tag team is also new. We have never heard. I mean, I've never heard this word also. So this was excellent. I mean, even roles were very beautifully explained by the tag team also, and even for the evaluator also. And word of the day was very meaningful, bright. And the next thing, even this training section where we learned a lot from the good connection of the mentor and mentees. That was because I strongly believe that mentors are like our guru only. We can learn from a lot from them. Even table topics were very cozy and creative. I mean, everybody could answer. So they were not very difficult. So it was good, I mean. And on the whole, the meeting was very good. Precise, everything was excellent. But now, little bit, there we can always room for improvement. Because we Toastmasters strongly believe in improvement. The first thing I will say that we had a lot of technical problem. I mean, that in the beginning also, even time to time, there was a little bit disconnection, so we could not hear properly. And this table topics is my personal view. I mean, it should come on the screen as a slide. I mean, because sometimes you cannot hear. I mean, if it's on the slide, at least you can read, so you can understand better. Those who are participating also, they can understand better, and those who are not, even they can understand. So I think this table topics should be on the screen. That is this view. Even this your tag team, where I introduce our counter, grammarian, and timer. So according to your agenda, I should introduce first timer, then our counter, and then grammarian. Am I right? But I feel personally, we should introduce first grammarian because the word he or she is giving. So at the same time, our counter and timer can use that word also. So I feel personally, grammarian should be introduced first and then. And even the word of the grammarian should come time to time on the screen because I felt hardly, if I'm not mistaken, only 5 to 6 times this word has been used. So if it's coming on this slide, time to time, it will remind us, I mean. So that is my another suggestion, I mean. And this, where the table topic are, from our club, only one, the table topic was given only one to our club, I mean. So I don't know how you are going to judge for the best table topics, I mean. Because every club has got, I think, 2-3 opportunities, but our club, ACE Club, was given only one table topic that was given to Toastmaster Mother. So I feel that way is a little bit, just take care of that, I mean. Otherwise, I would like to say that the meeting was very, very good meeting. On the whole, thank you for inviting us. And the future of the meeting on the online seems very bright. Though we had some technical, but we have to be very positive. And it was pleasure that you invited us. And thank you very much. Over to TME of the day.
Ma'am, excuse me, ma'am. Can you kindly give us the tag details as well so that everyone will get to know the individual reports?
I think you missed the tag report, the timer, counter, and grammarian.
So this grammarian means I should say how many times they have used? No, I should call the grammarian. They will tell you, right? She will tell you.
Yes, the
Yes,
timer, counter, and the grammarian.
Okay, sorry. So I would like to call our DTM President Danu. She will give you the report of the grammarian. How many times the word was used and how she felt the uses of the English. Please welcome Danu Rajwani. Danu, can you hear me?
Yes, I just unmuted. Good evening once again. I'm back again with your grammarian's report. The grammarian is quite happy with the level of English used today. The word of the day has been used 9 times, which is excellent. I'm very happy with that also. Though it could have been used a little bit more, but 9 times is good. It was used by Nadira, Nilu, Nariman twice, Gianna, then Guru Vayaparam, Nalina, Saro, and Nina. It was used by all these people and it's really good. I'm sure everybody else has learned a new word that they can incorporate in their talks whenever they're talking to others. Yeah. The good usage of English language, I really liked DTM Saro's introduction. It was very good. He went on to say, if you want to go far, and then follow up with that, mentoring is not cloning, it is creating. New mentor gives fish. Good mentor makes you fish. Great mentors teach you how to fish. Significantly accelerate your progress within and outside of Toastmasters. Be specific, be dramatic. These are all good use. There is still a lot more, but if I go on to everything, I won't be having much time and the others will be running out. Just a few mispronunciations. Scary. The word is pronounced as scary. That's one. The second one, chaos. And then we have like one, I don't know who it was who used the words much more together. But we don't usually use 2 superlatives together. It's either much or more, depending on what fits the context. Then the pronunciation again is further ado. Now, I don't know because of the technological thing that it was not heard properly, I'm not sure, but I did not understand the word for the pronunciation further ado. It's pronounced further ado. And I think this is for the time being. I'll hand over to the general evaluator. Over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Danu. Now, Toastmaster, our counter is going to give the report.
Yes, first I will give the speeches report. TM Narima, you haven't used any filler sounds or words. And also TM Jagdish, you haven't used any filler words or filler sounds. And TM Kasum, you have used only A for 1 time and haven't used any filler words. So congratulations, all 3 have done a good job. And for evaluators also, I noticed TM Nadira didn't use any R sounds, filler sounds or filler words. TM Gina used 1 R and TM Nina used only 2 times. So then I will move to table topic. Table topic session, Malinga used 10 times and only 3 for so. So he has used so for 3 times. And Ashcharya, you have used for 6 times. And also you have used that for 2 times unnecessarily. And Sri Ram, you haven't used any filler sounds or filler words. Madhav, you have used only 1 time and but you use with 2 times. Guruvaruppam, you have used 3 times Swati Devi, you used for 2 times and 1 time. Vardarajan, you have used 1 time, 2 times. Mayuri, you have used 8 times. And for keynote, Saro Rajan, you have used 8. So thank you very much. You all have done a good job. Over to you.
Thank you. Now the timer will give report how precisely we were in our field. So please welcome Toastmaster Abhilash.
Hi everyone. So is my screen visible?
Yes, it is.
Thank you. So today was a very scintillating meeting, no doubt. Perhaps the first ever online joint meeting. It was a learning experience for me. Today's theme was era of revolution, and in a way, today was a revolution as well. Online meetings that have that have necessitated us to come together online. So I am here pleased to present to you all timers report for today, 19th April 2020. So the introductory session, we had Toastmaster Madhav as the Sergeant at Arms. He took a time of 40 seconds. Toastmaster Nadira as the presiding officer took a time of 1 minute and 50 seconds. Toastmaster Nalina as the TMOD took a total time of 6 minutes. Toastmaster Neelu, you took a time of 5 minutes and 48 seconds as the general evaluator. Toastmaster Bhuvaneshwari as the greeter took a time of 2 minutes. Toastmaster Anisha took 1 minute and 21 seconds, and DTM Hingston as the idiom master took 1 minute and 55 seconds. Moving to the prepared speech session, Toastmaster Nariman took 5 minutes and 54 seconds, Toastmaster Jagdish 6 minutes and 2 seconds, and Toastmaster Kasum took 6 minutes and 17 seconds. All the 3 speakers have qualified for voting today. Moving on to the table topic session, we had 8 speakers. Toastmaster Malinda, you took a time of 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Toastmaster Aishwarya, 1 minute and 39 seconds. DTM Sriram, 1 minute and 32 seconds. Toastmaster Madhav, 1 minute and 26 seconds. Toastmaster Gurayurappan, 1 minute and 30 seconds. Toastmaster Swati, 1 minute and 54 seconds. DTM Varadarajan, 2 minutes and 14 seconds. And Toastmaster Mayuri, 1 minute and 42 seconds. All TT topics speakers have qualified for voting today. And then the evaluation session, Toastmaster Nadra as the first evaluator took a time of 3 minutes and 25 seconds. DTM Gina took 2 minutes 59 seconds, and DTM Nina John 3 minutes and 10 seconds. All 3 evaluators have qualified for voting today. So that brings me to the end of the timers report. But just before that, today we had an excellent meeting where all the 3 sessions were more or less into the time. And I believe that by keeping the time today, I would have helped you to a certain extent to ensure that you manage your time better in future meetings. With that, I hand over the control to General Evaluator, Toastmaster Neelu.
Thank you. So my role finishes here. I've already gone a little bit more than my time. So I hand over to the Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Neelu. Every role player did their job pretty scintillatingly. And I would like to apologize for taking 2 minutes extra, but probably I had an intuition that I wouldn't get time at the end to conclude my theme. So I have already done it before, so I'm not going to take any more time from you. So I would like to once again thank every single one of you for being in this meeting and expanding my and everybody else's knowledge. We all learned something new today, something or a lot more. So thank you all, and I would like to hand over the session back to Toastmaster Nadira.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nalina. That was a wonderful meeting so far. Thank you all. And at the same time, I have a small announcement on behalf of the Virtusa CMB Club. So they have just achieved their President Distinguished status. So let us all just quickly congratulate them. It's a job well done. And on this note, let's even hear a word from the presidents of the other clubs. Let's start with Distinguished Toastmaster Danu. Ma'am, what did you feel about the meeting, and so far, what is your experience like?
Okay, so President Nadira, CTM, President Malinda, VTM, Dhanu Rajwani, on behalf of A Speakers Toastmasters Club, takes this opportunity to thank you all for having us on board for a real awesome international meeting, a true learning experience for all of us. A Speakers Toastmasters Club was chartered on the 5th day of March 2019. And it was all thanks to the tremendous input of DTM Bob Ward. As you can all see, A Speakers are taking baby steps on their Toastmasters journey. Even though a relatively new club, only 13 months young, A Speakers Toastmasters has risen to a scintillating star. A little shaky at the start, unsure grounds in the beginning, but I'm very happy to say that A Speakers Toastmasters boasts of a membership of 27 ebullient Toastmasters. It is very important. It is a very important part. Each and every member is a very important part of our Toastmasters Club, of the big picture of the jigsaw puzzle that makes A Speakers. Every member as a team is moving forward together, as a result of which success follows. Every member in the team is so enthusiastic that learning becomes fun. We are very proud of the fact that our baby club has already achieved the Distinguished Club Award. We are now on the way to achieving the President's Distinguished Club Award. All of us at A Speakers believe alone we can do so little. Together we can do so much. We will be scintillating stars and we will be a force to reckon with. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Danu. Let us also hear a word from the president of VTM, Toastmaster Melinda. Toastmaster Melinda, are you here?
Yeah. Hi, Toastmaster Nadira. So I think every blessing has a disguise as a blessing. So this lockdown period gave us a great opportunity to collaborate with 3 clubs physically far away, like Chennai is around 100 kilometers away, I think, from Colombo, and Mauritius is 4,000 kilometers away from us. And a lot of background work done before this meeting. Special thanks goes to the 3 VP educations of the 3 clubs and the VP PRs for creating the agenda, chasing the role players for the meeting, and also giving the publicity for this meeting. So I think we learned a lot, like 3 clubs collaborating together. The objective is 3 clubs learn from each other. Especially we learned that the new court master role and the idiom master role, this is a new experience for our club, and I really like the way the timer today presented his the timer report, which is a good learning point for the Virtusa Toastmaster Club. So I really enjoy the meeting, and special thanks goes to DTM Saro also for his educational session, which is a timely, valuable education session, because we all are I think the basement of a successful club is mentoring, the mentoring system. So he gave us a lot of valuable education session. So really it's a good scintillating experience for Virtusa Toastmasters. And thanks a lot, and over to you, Toastmaster Nadira.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Melinda. So it's been an honor having distinguished Toastmaster Saru also giving us a proper educational session. And now that I've got the chance, thank you so much, sir, for giving a beautiful educational session. I'm sure everyone understands the value of being a mentor as well as having a mentor is. So without further ado, let's move into the results for today's meeting. So today's meeting, we have the best role player goes to our TMOD, Toastmaster Nalina.
Hey, congratulations.
Thank
Our
you.
best tag role player goes to Distinguished Toastmaster Dhanu as the grammarian
Congratulations.
for today. Our best jig role player goes to Distinguished Toastmaster Hingston.
Congratulations.
The best
Thank
TT
you.
speaker goes to Toastmaster Mayuri.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, of course. The best evaluator is Distinguished Toastmaster Neena Jan.
As usual, congratulations.
And last but not least, the best speaker for today is no one apart from Toastmaster Nariman.
Congratulations.
So we have a result filled with all distinguished Toastmasters. And with this moment of happiness where two clubs have become President Distinguished Clubs, I adjourn meeting number 723 for today. So we will meet again next week, 4 to 6, again on Zoom. So let us all take a moment and take a quick picture. So everyone smile and look at the camera, please. Please hold on. I'm still screenshotting. There are quite a few people today. Yes, done. Thank you all for having such a wonderful meeting. We hope to host you all again soon. You can all unmute, and if you feel like, you can converse with one another right now.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.